Need a roommate in New York City? Today, I'm going to give you the ultimate guide on how to find the perfect one. So what's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? So you're thinking about moving to New York and you're on the roommate hunt. I'm going to give you a nice, quick, and easy video that can walk you through exactly how to do that. Now, the first thing that you want to consider is where you want to live and where you work. This is going to be directly correlated to your decision. If you have to commute to work every single day or 5 days a week or what have you, then you're going to want to live within an hour of where your job is through public transportation, for example, the train. Secondly, you want to take into consideration how many roommates do you want? What is your budget? The minimum you're probably going to be able to pay in New York City if you want to live here, whether it's Manhattan or Queens or Brooklyn, is probably going to be around $800. You're probably going to have 2 or 3 roommates. It may not be in the best location and it may not be close to a train, but around $800 is on the low end of where you can get somewhere to lay your head at night. On the high end, you can go as much as you want. A lot of folks now, about the average, I would guess, is probably around $1,200, $1,100 is what people are paying now in relatively decent areas that are within an hour commute of the city. They're paying around $1,100, $1,200, and they probably have 2 or 3 roommates, and they are splitting the Con Edison gas bill and the electric bill from National Grid or the other way around. So next, we're going to talk about platforms. What platforms you need to look on. The first one that I would recommend if you need housing quick, one is obviously Zillow. You can obviously check out Street Easy. You can check out apartments.com. And a lot of these sites have filters on there where you can turn off the broker fee. My number one advice would be to turn off the broker fee for these searches, because that's going to turn your $3,000 down payment into $6,000 really, really quick. Another platform that you can think about going on is Gypsy Housing. And I'll be honest with you, Gypsy Housing is really good if you're in a pinch. If you need to move in less than a month, you can just post your picture on there. You can post what you're looking for and what your budget is, and you'll find something relatively quickly. And it's also important to mention that Gypsy Housing is on Facebook. So you're going to have a Facebook account for that. Now, the next tip I'm going to give you is have prerequisites, have rules. Do you want to live with a smoker? Do you want to live with someone who has pets? Have all of this stuff pre-populated and filled out in your profile or in your sort of copy and paste about me section, so you're not wasting time with folks figuring out if you're a good fit or not. The next thing is coordination. You're going to probably have to think about when you're flying to the city. Do you need a U-Haul truck?
Need to move? No problem. Take it yourself with U-Haul.
But I've never driven a truck before.
No problem. U-Haul lets anyone drive a giant truck, even though it's dangerous, because, hey, you're moving.
Sorry, I'm making a go of it in a new city.
What furniture are you going to buy? And this is all the logistics of everything. So make sure you have this planned before time. If you move here and you're looking for furniture, a great way to get some is on Facebook Marketplace. If you just need a quick desk or you need a quick TV and you don't want to break the bank, look for alternative sources before you hit IKEA and rent that U-Haul truck to go do that. The next thing that I really highly suggest before you're picking your roommates is maybe schedule a FaceTime call with them. Try to get the vibe, see if you guys get along, see if you guys have anything in common. But also remember that in New York City is a very unique place where it's not uncommon for you to never really interact with your roommates. Sometimes your roommate is a complete stranger. They may be never there. They may never talk to you. You may never talk to them, but it is not abnormal. This is probably one of the only cities in the United States where you will move in with a complete stranger after having exchanged like 10 messages over a course of like a day. Because sometimes you only have a day or two to move, and New York City will put you out on the street if you ain't got nowhere to stay. Next tip is you're going to probably want to have first months and last months at the very minimum secured. So let's just say for simple math that your rent is $1,000. You're probably going to want to have at least $2,000 set aside because they're going to want an either security deposit or they're going to want first month's rent and last month's rent. So definitely have a couple $1,000s saved up ready for your first rent payment when you first move here, because it might hurt a little bit. I know when I moved in this apartment, I had to drop $6,000 cash to come into this place. First month rent was paid for, and that was the security deposit.
You serious?
Now, when I do leave, I do get the $3,000 back, but nonetheless, the initial investment is tough. So that's why sometimes if you're moving into a lease that's already underway, you might can get away with paying the security deposit, but sometimes people can move a little funny. Another tip I'm going to give you about moving to New York City and looking for roommates is probably think about who you want to live with as far as age, sex, and lifestyle is concerned. If you're someone who knows you're going to be home all day because you work from home or maybe you run your business from inside your house, you might want to room with someone who's gone all day. And if you're someone who's gone all day, then maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you might want to room with someone who works nights, so they're not home at night. But these are some things that you may not think about because you're trying to get here so quickly, but they're going to be really, really important down the line. If you're moving here with pets, good luck. Make sure you do your research to find out where the local vet is. Make sure you find out where the park is because there's not a lot of greenery out here and there's not a lot of places to take your pet.
Oh, no.
Grace, the dog!
I'm in the shower.
Oh, you're done now. Great.
This wouldn't be a complete video if I didn't tell you about things to avoid. Now, the first thing to look for are red flags. When you go see an apartment, make sure that you do a thorough look and make sure that all the holes are plugged, all the pipes work, the outlets work, and what have you, because these New York City landlords will really try to screw you over. They will really try to get you into a unit that is not ready to be lived in yet. Also, look for reviews. Look for friend reviews. Find any review you can on the neighborhood, any review you can find on the building. A lot of times there's a lot of public information available for what building that you're living in. So I highly recommend typing in the address and maybe typing in a year, maybe 20, 30 or 40 years ago so you can get that history. And also too, say you find a roommate, make sure you set proper boundaries and make sure you guys discuss how the bills are being paid before you even sign the lease. Because the worst thing in the world is to get inside a situation, you sign the lease, and then the person who you're living with is demanding all kinds of money for you that you never agreed to. And now you're locked in for 12 more months together. What a nightmare, right? Also have conversations. Are guests allowed? Are overnight stays allowed? Do you cook? Do I cook? Do we cook? Are we going to be friends? You know what I mean? All these things are good. You need to learn about work schedules. You need to learn about noise tolerance.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Can I blast music until 2 in the morning? All of these things are great to get out of the way ahead of time so you're not butting heads when you get there. Also, don't be afraid to set house rules. Don't be afraid to set boundaries and say, hey, I like this, I don't like this, I don't like that, or whatever, because you're going to be living with someone. When you turn that key and you lay your head at night, you want to be comfortable and you want to know that whoever is sharing that space with you, you can trust, at least to a certain degree, right? This is just a real quick video for some tips and tricks on getting a roommate in New York City. Comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. Like, subscribe. Let me know what else you want to hear. And if you like this video, like this video. I'm here to give you the raw, unfiltered truth of New York City. So let me know what you want to hear.